The easiest way to sell more woodworking projects that no one talks about is to It is absolutely possible to make money woodworking, whether you're trying to do this as a side hustle or even as a full-time job. But there are certain things that you have to get right before you're going to be profitable in your woodworking business. So today we're going to talk about 4 things that you have to get right before you can make money woodworking. Number 1 is you have to select the right projects to sell. If you're trying to build products that no one wants or no one wants to buy, then you're not going to make money woodworking. And I know that's a pretty novel concept, but it's true. Now, I would recommend that the products you select, there's a demand for those products, but I would also recommend selling products that you enjoy making. Here are 3 projects that sell very well for me. Number 1 is coffee tables. Coffee tables are awesome because you can sell them to clients who don't have their own business, clients who just want a coffee table for their home office or for their living room. But you can also sell these to businesses. If there's a business that's moving into a new office space, they might want to order 10 or 12 or 20 coffee tables from you, which the economics of scale just makes that really, really nice. Coffee tables are also amazing to make because you can order metal legs online. And so you're really just working on the tabletop. You can attach metal legs, hairpin legs, or rectangular legs, or whatever style you're going for. And then boom, you have a coffee table so that you can make them with not a lot of lead time. Outdoor furniture is another type of woodworking project that sells really, really well. It's nice because you can be a little bit more rough with it in the sense of like people aren't going to look for the same level of detail in outdoor furniture that they're going to look for with indoor furniture. Something that I've done in the past is I've even hired some of my friends, paid them an hourly rate to help me batch out a ton of outdoor furniture, to help me assemble it, stain it, sand it, whatever. And that's helped me be even more profitable when I've gone to sell outdoor furniture. And number 3, as far as a product that sells really, really well, it's cutting boards and charcuterie boards, any kind of food service board. These are really nice because you can ship them. You don't have to hand deliver them. You can just box them up in a really slim box and mail them anywhere in the country. So that lends itself for online sales. Here's what I would recommend if you are going to go to sell cutting boards is sell to other businesses. I just had an order a couple of weeks ago for 6 cutting boards that I sold to a guy who has kind of a startup business, and that's probably going to lead to more sales in the future. So if you can sell to real estate agents, loan officers, people who are going to have multiple clients that they're giving these cutting boards to as gifts, it's going to lead to lots of repeat business for you. The second thing that you need to do to make money woodworking is after you've selected what projects you want to make, you need to build out your ideal shop. Now, this is very, very important because based on the products, the woodworking projects that you're wanting to sell for your business, this is going to determine how you need your shop set up. So let's say, for example, that you decided, I'm going to make some coffee tables. That's going to be my niche. I'll make other things, but coffee tables, epoxy tables, that's going to be where I really drill down and focus my business. Well, if that's the case, you're going to want several things in your shop. You're going to want to make sure you have a track saw because you're going to be breaking down larger pieces of lumber. You're going to want to make sure that you have a router flattening mill, which you've seen me use on the channel. I have one from Crafted Elements that I highly recommend. I'll link it down in the description if you want to check that out. But you're going to want to make sure you have that set up. You're going to want to make sure that you have epoxy molds for coffee tables or for desks. So you're going to want to invest your money in that. You probably won't need, some of the other smaller woodworking products or tools like clamps. If you're making cutting boards, you're going to want hundreds of clamps. But if you're making coffee tables, you probably don't need to invest dollars in hundreds and thousands of clamps. So optimize your shop for the products that you are making. Let's say, for example, you're making outdoor furniture. What's really nice about this is you don't even need an indoor woodworking shop like I have here to make that outdoor furniture. You might just want to invest in a miter saw so you can make those repeatable cuts. You probably want to invest in a good drill and impact driver set, or maybe you want to invest in 3 or 4 of those so you can have your friends who you're paying, each one of y'all has a set of drills and drivers. You're assembling this outdoor furniture really, really quickly. You probably want to invest in extension cords and maybe some board centipede tables. My point is optimize your shop to fit the projects that you are making. And this is another thing that's nice about niching down in your woodworking business is, if you can focus on a certain area of 2 or 3 or 4 related products, you don't have to buy every single woodworking tool, because everyone knows you can spend thousands of dollars investing in all kinds of different tools, but get more niche in what you're doing, and that will really help. That will really help your shop. One more example of this is if you're going to be selling cutting boards, I would highly recommend that you get a desktop CNC, so that if someone says, "Can I put my business logo on this cutting board?" you already have capabilities to do that. I still am in the process of getting my desktop CNC set up. I will tell you, if you purchase one of these, plan on taking a couple of days to set up your CNC, get the bits, set up correctly, learn the software so that you're not going to make a mistake down the road. But it's an investment worth making, especially if you're selling cutting boards or charcuterie boards. Hey, real quick, before we move on in this video, if this video has been helpful for you, I just need you to do 2 things. Hit the like button below this video, and then hit the subscribe button. It's the way to give back on YouTube. It's totally free, and it means the world to me. Thank you so much. Let's keep going. Third thing you have to do if you're going to make money woodworking is you have to market your products. So you've selected what products you're going to make. You've built out your shop to be optimized to make those products. Now it's time for you to market those products. When I think about marketing, I think about 2 big buckets. First bucket is promotion. How are people going to find out that you are making woodworking projects? And the easiest way to promote your products that no one ever talks about is this: tell people you are making woodworking projects. I know that seems like a no-duh thing, but I cannot tell you how many clients I've gotten just by when I'm getting my haircut or when I'm at church or wherever I am. I just say, "Yeah, I make woodworking products." It just comes up in conversation, and people say, "Oh, really? Do you make cutting boards? I need to buy a few cutting boards for my friend." Or, "Oh, really? Do you make coffee tables? Because I need a new coffee table for my new house that me and my wife just moved in." Whatever the case is, just if you not in a salesy way, but just in a natural way, mention to people, "Yeah, I have a woodworking business," it's going to lead to more customers. When I first started woodworking, I was kind of like, I don't know if my skills are good enough, or what are people going to think about me having a side hustle woodworking business? And so I kind of kept it on the down low. I didn't tell a lot of people about it, but that was a huge mistake because I was robbing myself of the opportunity to serve customers by building things for them. So tell people that you have a woodworking business. A couple of other things that have worked well for me: social media. If you don't have a social media page that's dedicated to your business, an Instagram page, a Facebook page, I'd recommend that you do that and post on it consistently. Anytime you finish up a project, post some pictures of that project. Anytime you're running a sale on some cutting boards, post about that on your social media. Once again, I've noticed the more I post, the more sales I have. On social media, it's just something that you have to do to promote your products. Website is another great resource. I actually don't have a website yet. That's something that I'm wanting to do down the road, so I can't really speak to that as much. One more thing that I have done that kind of helped promote my products, but honestly, I wouldn't recommend it, is selling products in gift shops. The way this works is usually you're going to pay a commission for someone to have your products in their store. And from what I've seen, at least in the gift shops that I've been in, is the commission rates are extremely high. I'm talking about commission rates of 30 or 40%. So if you sell a $100 product, they're taking $30 or $40 off the top. So by the time you also factor in your material costs, your labor costs, and I'm going to talk about pricing here in a second, by the time you factor all that in, you're not making money. You might be losing money by selling those woodworking projects. And so unless you just know someone who has a gift shop that will let you take a really low commission, like 10%, what I've found is for the creator, for the woodworker, it's generally not worth it to sell in gift shops. Now, that's just my experience with 2 or 3 gift shops that I've been in. So maybe that's different for you. I'm just kind of telling you my own experience. To market your projects, you don't only need to promote your woodworking projects, but you also need to have a way to collect payment. This is something that a lot of woodworkers maybe don't think about, but how are people going to pay you? Cash, check. If you're doing craft shows, which I've done lots of craft shows, had some pretty good success with them, I would highly recommend a Square card reader. They don't sponsor me. I am just the first time I used a Square payment system, I was like, I'm never going back. They can accept Google Pay, Apple Pay, tap on credit or debit cards. If you have that with an iPad, it makes checking out your customers a breeze. One more way you can take payments that I also found is really convenient for your customers is Venmo. Just make sure you set up a business account for Venmo so that you're making sure to keep up with all your taxes and reporting all that correctly. You want to make sure you don't not report your taxes. So yeah, those are a few different channels that you can use to collect payment from your customers. The fourth thing you need to do to make money with woodworking is build your business budget. Here are a couple of things that you need to budget for in your business budget. Number one, budget for labor costs and material costs. With every single one of your products that you sell, coffee tables, cutting boards, whatever it is, you need to know in a very detailed way how much am I paying for materials, and include everything. If you're making outdoor tables, what's the cost of my lumber? What's the cost in my lag screws? What's the cost in my finishing screws? What's the cost of my wood glue? All of that kind of stuff you need to have on a list and add all that up. Then you need to say, okay, how much time is it taking me or someone else to build these products? And then how much is that time worth? $20 an hour, $30 an hour, $40 an hour? Add all that up and then budget for that. Next, you need to budget for shop expenses. This is something that you need to include and kind of pass on these costs to your customers. When you have a woodworking shop, there's things that you need to replace that don't lead directly to sales. Things like table saw blades, planer blades, sanding discs. But all of these things you need to make sure you're budgeting for, otherwise you're not going to be profitable. Number three, make sure you're budgeting for taxes. If you're not setting aside 25% of your gross sales, then you're not going to be ready when tax season comes around. So make sure that you're budgeting for taxes as a small business. Otherwise, you're going to get in trouble with the IRS if you don't pay your taxes, or you're just going to get behind if you have to scrape together all that money to pay your taxes and you weren't budgeting for it. And then finally, number four, make sure you budget to reinvest in your business. Let's say you're starting out and you're making outdoor furniture and all you have is a drill and a circular saw. Well, you want to make sure you're eventually saving up some money so you can upgrade that circular saw to a miter saw. Now you can make more furniture in less time. And reinvesting in your business is something that you need to continually do if you want to continually grow your business. I've found that anytime I reinvest in my business, I've always found that when I pulled the trigger on that purchase, I'm always like, oh my goodness, did I need to buy that? But then once I get the tool in, if it was a wise purchase, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is saving me so much more time. I'm able to make much more quality products. And so it usually pays off in the long run. So those are some things that I would budget for in your business. Hey, this has been a really quick flyover on how to make money as a woodworker. These are some of my tips that I have, but if you have further questions, let me know in the comments. And then here's what I'd recommend that you do next. Check out one of these two videos, because in one of these videos, I talk about how to make money as a woodworker more. So I'll see you in one of these two videos.